They was for show out here putting that shit. Mr. Crocker was fucking that. Basically, that's what I'm getting at. She got the little cleavage showing. She be like, I show a little titty. Yeah, tight shit. She showing a little titty. Show you how a real nigga supposed to treat you. What? Start spinning her in a circle. Drying her off like that. Huh, nigga? What? How you wanna move?
You gotta be who you wanna be. You gotta do what you wanna do. You gotta move how you wanna move. Like it ain't nothing to put this pain inside this blunt.
Alright, let's check it out. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jelly. We back at it again with another video. We're not gonna talk for too long. We're gonna get right into this one. So check it out. We're reacting to Crocker's backstory is darker than I remember. And this is that Very Odd Parents. I know y'all used to watch that Very Odd Parents, and if y'all didn't, we finna put y'all on right now. Check it out. Check it out.
Can you believe it's been 22 years since Nickelodeon trauma dumped Crocker's backstory on all of us? The secret origin of Denzel Crocker aired in the 3rd season of Fairly Odd Parents all the way back in June 2003. 2 months before MySpace was first launched. My God. And I remember this was a shocking episode to me as a kid. Crocker had always been a jerk of a teacher who was weirdly obsessed with fairies. And I, like most kids, assumed it was because he was just a creepy old man loser meanie pants. But as many stories have taught us, nobody is born wicked. They become wicked. And this episode's purpose is to show us all the depressing truth behind why Crocker turned into such a wanker. And the reason is pretty hard to forget. So since this episode is older than MySpace, and we probably forget a few of the tragic details, I think it's definitely time for a rewatch to see how Crocker turned into one of the most hated characters of cartoon history. And as always, if you like this video, please give me that fat juicy like and maybe even subscribe. And if you have any other episodes or shows you'd like me to cover in the future, let me know in the comments. All right, let's dive in.
No cap. I don't know why we hate him. I just remember him always being annoying. Like, nobody really likes him. He does that weird ass, like, turn shit. The little, when his body start doing that weird shit. Yeah.
Chester and
Don't nobody
AJ
like
are
that nigga.
vibing when Timmy shows up and screams that it's March 15th and everyone needs to hide. And that's giving me some Julius Caesar vibes right there. Beware of the Ides of March. I wonder if they picked March 15th for this specific reason. Once everyone realizes it's March 15th, they all act as if the enemy country is invading and desperately run for cover. Cosmo and Wanda ask Timmy what's so special about March 15th, and he explains it's when Crocker is at his meanest. Hold on a second. I'm supposed to believe a bunch of 10-year-olds notice this trend? That Crocker acts extra mean on a specific random date in March every year? The prepubescent children noticed this and kept an accurate record of the date when it occurs? Bull. I can accept magic and fairies, but this is a stretch. Seriously, ask any 10-year-old when their parents' birthdays are. They won't know. They don't keep track of dates. Also, what do they mean March?
I don't know. Like, I can't focus up because of this guy's voice. I can't pay attention. Lock in, lock in.
15th is when he's at his meanest. Crocker is already terrible. How could he get any worse? Is he gonna murder them? AJ uses a DNA tracker to track Crocker and says he's getting closer. Crocker then rolls up in his pedo van that is later seen in Abercatastrophe just 1 episode later, and all of the kids run into school as if it'll be a safe place to go. Literally, Crocker is the teacher. He's finna follow y'all in there. Class starts and Crocker immediately begins abusing his students. He uses a giant-ass magnet to force Chester's teeth straight through his desk. He then asks AJ a question that he can't answer, which causes him to resort to the fetal position. Crocker then sets his sights on Timmy, and he decides to force Timmy to wear a dunce hat while letting rabbit dogs chomp at him. And honestly, Timmy wishing for rabbit dingoes to reign upon Dimsdale and Timmy's secret wish makes a little more sense now. Timmy asks Crocker why he's like this, and Crocker crashes out. AJ interrupts his rant, and Crocker punishes him by asking, "Quick, what's the sound of one hand clapping?" which AJ can't answer. And guys, this I don't like one bit. I think half his brain just imploded. Nope. Done with that, Crocker screams, "Why do none of the things I wish for ever become reality?" as he slams the door, leaving a bunch of 10-year-olds unattended. Wanda
Bro, he's not that strong.
as
Come
he slams
on.
the door, leaving a
Like,
bunch of
stop.
10-year-olds unattended. Wanda asks Timmy what happened to Crocker to make him hate March 15th, and Timmy says he's gonna find out. But hang on, the rabid dogs are still there, and Timmy needs a plan to get past them. So what does he do? He pawns off his own fairies and tells the dogs to go get them instead so he gets a chance to escape. Bro could have just wished up some way to get rid of the dogs, to be honest. That was just rude. Timmy uses the DNA tracker to find Crocker's house, and to be honest, he lives in a straight bando. Bro's
Like that, now that I'm thinking about it, oh yeah, the people that make all my wishes come true, y'all dogs go chase after them. Like, bro, what is you even talking about? I ain't think that one through.
probably squatting in there or something. Teachers deserve a fair salary, come on now. Cosmo and Wanda then poof in as trash cans to be with Timmy. So they could have just poofed Timmy to Crocker's house from the classroom. Why did they make him walk? Probably because he made the dogs attack them. Also, Timmy says the DNA tracker says this is Crocker's house right here.
According to AJ's Crocker tracker, this is Crocker's house.
But the tracker doesn't say anything about Crocker's house. It's tracking Crocker's location, who is currently not even home. Is Timmy on shrooms, yo? Crocker rolls up and Timmy, Cosmo, and Wanda turn into hummingbirds to spy on him in the privacy of his own home. Crocker argues with his mom, who tries to give him a cake to make him feel better, and he responds by saying, with his mom, who tries to give him a
Mom wanna give him some cake. Mom got cake. If we being real, she got a little something back there. Sure. Back there.
cake to make him feel better, and he responds by saying he can't remember the last time he's been happy, as he slams a childhood photo to the floor. He then slams the cake out of his mom's hands for good measure. My God. Timmy hears Crocker's mom saying he wasn't always like this, so he decides to go back in time and spy on Crocker's childhood trauma. And this low-key reminds me of the scene from Harry Potter where he spies on Snape's traumatic childhood memories. Instead of just wishing to be back in time, Timmy wishes for a time-traveling scooter instead? Okay. He then travels back.
Y'all like Harry Potter? Let me know down in the comments, because like I never watched it, but anytime I hear people talking about it, I usually assume like those people are just like nerds and nobodies. Like the people that watch Harry Potter and actually like it make videos like this. Like if we being real, this is what they do with their life. They're not real people. Like they study cartoons. No offense to you, bro, but they like, I'm gonna shut up.
Back 10 years and lands right in front of his home just as his parents are moving in. Mr. and Mrs. Turner yap about how excited they are to have a daughter, and Mr. Turner even goes as far as to say he'd be crushed if he had a son, while they open a truck full of clothing and toys for a girl. And this is awful. Timmy was doomed to be a disappointment to them before he was even out of the womb. I talk about this even more in my Timmy's Parents Are Psychotic video, but it's truly just insane how much Timmy's parents don't love him or even want him. Mr. Turner then throws the for sale sign to the house next door, and the Dinkelbergs move in instantly, beginning a lifelong rivalry. Crocker speeds by Timmy in his van, and damn, that thing lasts a while. That's a long-running van. And he crashes his car while tweaking out about Fairly Godparents.
See that? These animations is crazy, but look at this shit.
Car while tweaking out about Fairly Godparents. He flies through the windshield, landing on his skull despite wearing his seatbelt. He also crashed in the Principal Waxelplax's car, and she's
Hold on, Miss Waxelplax got on.
He also crashed in the Principal.
She got Why they make him built like that though? Like shit. Put me and Timmy Turner. They don't crack him up.
Waxelplax's car, and she says, "Don't call me Geraldine, I'm your boss now." Timmy is shocked that Crocker is still miserable even 10 years ago, so they go 10 years farther back to the 80s. And it's funny because nowadays, if you wished yourself back 10 years and then another 10 years, you would only end up back in 2005. I'm dying. I'm dying. I must be dying. And I gotta give credit where credit is due. Timmy's 80s outfit is fire. 80s Crocker
No
to
cap,
tells
that is drip
Geraldine,
though.
who is Principal Waxelplax, that he's got
So
big
I'm
news
saying,
to announce.
like y'all don't be seeing it. Like, yeah, they might look a little 10 years later, but yeah, 10 years before, they was for sure out here putting that shit. Mr. Crocker was fucking that. Basically, that's what I'm getting at. Mr. Crocker was like, damn, Miss Axel, whatever your name is, damn, you got your hair done. She got the little cleavage showing. She be like, I show a little titty. Yeah, tight shit. She showing a little titty. You know what I'm saying? All she gonna do is text. She gonna attitude now, walk off, turn around, ass. Come on.
Today, and she's
Like
excited
what?
to hear it. Mr. Turner, who's now
Look,
a
you see the little why.
big news
You
to
see the little
announce
why.
today,
Look, that's
and
a
she's
little.
excited to hear it. Mr. Turner, who's now a janitor, sees the big news
The
sign and
janitor's
assumes that
janitor said, God damn, that shit back, man.
news
I
means
know what I
big
would
misses
have.
will be
Shit, I
there
got an
as
idea.
well. And he
What,
runs
nigga?
in. He sees Mrs. Turner and is
Ooh.
instantly in love, but notices she's there on a date with Dinkle.
Cuz said, actually, I want the little skinny shit. I want the little skinny fine shit. And then he said, damn, little skinny fine shit talking to ugly ass nerd nigga.
Turner and
Let me
is
see little fine shit being sexy.
in
And then
love, but notices
talking old weird ass, fat nose ass, big ugly ass with the hair dryer wanna be motherfucking booty ass hairstylist ass. This nigga look like a motherfucking got a fat ass underbite. Ugly ass. I was just over here trying to admire fine shit. And then you got this nigga being a fucking weirdo. And now, like, what is he gonna do though?
she's there on a
Cause
date with
I would've
Dinkle.
pressed up on that shit. Don't be getting all press up on that shit, nigga. Like what your weird ass doing? Rise her up. You better lift her up off her feet like a real nigga. Like what? Show you how a real nigga supposed to treat you. What? Start spinning in a circle, drying her off like that. Huh, nigga? What?
And
On
this
some
is
real
some
nigga
deep
shit.
lore, man. Having him as a neighbor must be awkward as hell. Crocker takes to the stand to announce his big news, which is simply that Fairly
Damn,
Godparents
I just realized they both married. And that was a neighbor. The neighbor, you let that neighbor one up you, bro. You taller than bro. You probably got more money than bro. Like, let's be real. Probably not, to be real. You a little astronaut looking ass nigga. I don't know. This nigga Mr. Crocker weird though. That's all I know.
exist. He
Sorry if you
asks for
indulge this video. I'm
government
tired of
funding
watching
to
it.
help prove their existence and shows off a few close-ups of Cosmo and Wanda as proof, but no one is buying it. Which is funny because these are real pictures. How did he even get these? This takes place in the 80s, and I'm pretty sure Photoshop wasn't really a thing yet. Would Crocker have even been able to fake these photos? Crocker ends his presentation by suggesting they put painful tracking collars on every child in America to track down these fairies, to which everyone laughs at him relentlessly as Geraldine cries out that she's in love with a psychotic moron. The government then denies Crocker's request and decides to use their $150,000 in funding instead on Dinkelberg's parachute pants. Excuse me? And as soon as he gets the money, he instantly breaks up with Mrs. Turner. Mr. Turner swoops in within a
that's
second
Miss
to
Turner.
dry up her tears with a mop, and he was always a second choice. This is not romantic at all. Crocker, still getting berated by the crowd, screams it's the second worst day of his life. Upon hearing this, Timmy exclaims they have to go back even further, all the way back to Crocker's childhood. Timmy and his fairies then travel to Dimsdale, March 14th, 1972, and to blend in, Cosmo and Wanda add a smiley face to his shirt. And honestly, it made me giggle a little bit how low effort this outfit was compared to the 80s outfit. Also, did the sky really look like this in the 70s? If so, someone take me to the 70s, man. Timmy pulls out the DNA tracker to find
Sky ain't look like that. Niggas was just off that shit. That's what they imagined. Whoever made this shit, the 70s was the year that they was off that like the 40s or the 50s, whatever time they in now, they was regular with the t-shirt. They was regular or whatever. Or whatever. Motherfucking whatever. Shit.
Crocker, but Cosmo says he knows where he is and poofs them all to school. Cosmo being the only one with logic here, of course Crocker's in school. He's supposed to be 10 years old. Timmy finds Crocker chilling on the playground, and Wanda
The
says
artist took
he
a
looks
shroom before they
familiar,
did this
but she
video.
can't put her
I'm not even gonna
wand
lie.
on it. Timmy then points out his mom,
Ain't no way the
who's
clouds
wearing
and the school
goddamn
look like that.
lipstick at 10 years old, and Dinkelberg is pushing her on the swing. So their relationship goes really far back, which makes him breaking up with her 10 years later as soon as he gets rich wild. Timmy's dad then
Damn. So Dinkelberg do got more money than Cub. Damn. So Timmy really one of them niggas that's like, you got the mom that's like, oh yeah, she used to fuck with rich niggas when she was young. And there's hella bitches like that nowadays, bro. They want to fuck with all these young rich niggas. They be rich off scams, rich off trapping and flocking and shit. Right, wrong. They don't be rich. In reality, they just think they up for the moment, right? And then one of them real niggas come scoop you off your feet after you get them crying because this dumbass nigga want to leave you and shit. Be a real nigga. And Timmy, don't be a Timmy. Basically, don't have you no Timmy. Get you one of the rich niggas that's just gonna be rich. Not the rich nigga that's gonna leave you and then fall off and move next to you in this bum ass city. Y'all all living fucking Hemet together and shit. What the fuck is we talking about? That shit is bum. No. Like what? Real rich nigga shit. Get rich one time and that's it. We stay rich. Not trying to get rich again because I blew it all and fucked it all over. Don't be one of these bitches.
By eyeing up Dinkelberg, and damn, it's really been a lifelong feud, and he doesn't see he's about to get ran over by a truck. Crocker then rolls up in a soapbox car and saves Timmy's dad, impressing Principal Waxelplax in the process. And I gotta say, I think it's really dope that they told the story of their relationship in reverse order. First, we see Waxelplax tell Crocker to stop calling her by her first name and that she's his boss now. Then we see Waxelplax break down because the man she loves is insane. And then we get to see her falling in love with him for the first time. Pretty interesting stuff for Fairly Odd Parents, I gotta be honest. Yvette You Betcha runs a news report on Crocker saving...
Like, if we being real, I like watching these videos because like it makes me think about when I used to watch this shit. I would have never thought that shit. Like I'm not thinking not even I'm not thinking. You're just not paying attention to shit like that as a kid. But like it get real deep with that SpongeBob shit. With the SpongeBob shit, if y'all want me to react to the SpongeBob shit, bro, y'all let me know because it gets really fucking deep. I've already like watched it, but I'll react to it just for y'all, like, cause that shit got deep as fuck. Like the shit that they was talking, like I'll rewatch it just for fun, cause that shit was really deep as fuck. Let me know in the comments.
Timmy's dad's life, and she says it's not even the first time he saved someone, and the mayor declares March 15th National Denzel Crocker Day. He runs off to tell his mom, and Timmy and his fairies give chase. Crocker tries to tell his mom the news, but she said she doesn't have time to listen to him as she rushes to her second job. He then realizes he's been left with Vic, the evil babysitter, and as soon as Timmy spies on Child Crocker, he starts to piece it all together. Inattentive parents, evil babysitter, green and pink parrots? He must have fairy godparents. He screams and he convulses like Crocker himself. The parrots then poof into Cosmo and Wanda, and Timmy is beside himself. He demands an explanation from Cosmo and Wanda, but they can't remember anything. Wanda says all she remembers is that March 15th, 1972 is the worst day ever. And I'm not quite clear if she means just for Crocker or for all of mankind. Cosmo and Wanda assume that since they can't remember Crocker, that he must have gotten taken away from them. Except that's not how it fucking works. The next morning, Crocker asks his mom if she'll be at the big Denzel Crocker Day ceremony, but she has to clean out the lockers at the roller disco tonight night, so unfortunately, no shot she's coming.
She was trying to go
He
get some
starts to
roller
cry
dick
a
on
little
the
as he
damn
walks
homies.
to City Hall when he runs into Timmy. He tells Timmy he's going to City Hall, and Timmy and his fairies just follow him. It's as simple as that. There, the mayor crowns Crocker the most helpful, least selfish, grooviest, and most far-out kid in the city. Crocker starts to give his acceptance speech to his adoring fans, and goddamn, the entire town showed up for Crocker, bro. He has a Twilight-sized fan base. Wanda flies off to get some granola and leaves Cosmo unattended. Cosmo then flies on top of Crocker's head whilst he's giving his speech, and for no reason starts to expose himself to the public as a fairy. But before he can do it, Timmy dives on top of Crocker to try and prevent it, and Wanda kills the power to the microphones. Crocker asks Timmy how he keeps finding him and what he wants. Timmy explains that he has a DNA tracker and gives it to Crocker. He then tells Crocker he needs to go home because his secret is in grave danger. Future Cosmo then restores power to the microphones for some reason, and Timmy accidentally tells the entire crowd that Crocker has fairies. Nice one, Timmy. Right on cue, Jorgen descends down from a pink hurricane, and let me just say, he's looking groovy as hell. Timmy wishes to be hidden, and Crocker realizes that Timmy had his own fairies. Jorgen then tells Crocker that he revealed his secret and will now lose both his fairies and his memories. The entire crowd will have their memories wiped as well, and no magic in the universe can ever bring it back. This is so harsh for something that was clearly not Crocker's fault in any way. Before Jorgen wipes Crocker's memory, Cosmo takes the memory stick and wipes his and Wanda's memory just for funsies. While Jorgen is distracted, Crocker takes a strand of Cosmo's hair, puts it in the DNA tracker, and writes "Fairy Godparents Exist" as a note to himself on the back of the tracker. Jorgen finally uses the memory wiper on Crocker, erasing his memory, and the memory stick is so damaging to humans that Crocker's teeth basically get destroyed. His hairline implodes. He just instantly ages on the spot. The crowd tries to remember why they're all gathered, and they come to the conclusion that they must be an angry mob gathered to attack and kill Crocker. So I guess the memory stick also wiped their memories of Crocker saving random citizens' lives, even though that happened days, weeks, months ago? How much do these people forget? As the crowd chases Crocker away, Timmy wants a do-over and wishes to be back to March 14th again. But modern and 70s Jorgen both stop him in his tracks. They tell him that he can no longer travel to March of 1972. Why not? Is Jorgen really that satisfied with the outcome of ruining Crocker's life that he's determined to keep the timeline stuck this way? Also, Timmy could have just poofed to the end of February, wait for a few weeks to pass, then try his plan again, because he technically wouldn't be wishing himself to March of 1972. Timmy is sent back to present day, and the Jorgens have a disco break with themselves, which quite frankly, I love. Crocker finally ditches the angry mob when his DNA tracker starts acting up. He sees the message on the back of the tracker and screams, "Fairies do exist." We then see a scrapbook of Crocker going through his entire life, desperately searching for fairies. Tragic. His entire life passes him by as he spends it preoccupied with recapturing the magic from his youth. How sad. And Wanda ends the montage by saying, "Happy March 15th," which is kind of harsh. Cosmo says, "At least you gave him a swell lifelong hobby," as Crocker hones in on Timmy's house while searching for the fairies with the DNA tracker. And honestly, I'd call it more of an all-consuming obsession more so than a hobby, but pop off, Cosmo. But before anything can happen, the angry mob, now old as hell, chases Crocker away. And it's kind of dark that the majority of the people from the angry mob aren't present here. Sure, maybe they all moved on, but maybe, just maybe, they're all dead. Crocker then talks directly to the audience, stating that he knows fairies exist and that he will catch one. Cosmo then shoots him in the ass with a wand and he runs off. And honestly, this has got to be one of the darkest episodes of the entire Fairly Odd Parents series. Knowing his backstory actually makes it harder to view Crocker's freakouts in a comedic light. This episode is right up there with the one where Timmy wishes he was never born and sees how much happier everyone could have been without him. A lot of times on this show we can see that fairy godparents are like a substitute mom and dad. They're usually assigned.
Yeah, do y'all watch like any of the shows nowadays? Cause like I genuinely be wanting to know, like, do they still be doing these with the shows? Like, if you're a grown adult and you're watching these shows with your kids or whatever, do they put like little shit in there for you to just be like, oh, this is deeper meaning to what they're like. This is like an underlying message that goes like real deep. That's what they be doing in like these older shows. And like for me, that shit hard because like when you grow up and like you watch shit like this, it's like, oh shit. The whole time it's like you gotta look at it through this lens. And that's what life is like sometimes. The whole time you gotta look at it through these lenses and look at it from a different angle to really understand, you know, what somebody going through, what a situation may seem like or appear to be, what something may sound like. You gotta look at it through a different lens and sometimes you can understand it or at least see it from a different light. Simple as that. I'll get up with y'all in the next one. Jelly back at it again.